if I recouple with someone tonight, I want to give them my 100.
Yeah.
But I don't want to recouple with somebody and them not be 100% like sure that they want me.
If you want me, I'm yours.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beat, it's a girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island USA Season 5 Episode 32, and let's get right into the video. Yeah, so this episode, they really shouldn't have made the Heart Race Challenge a cliffhanger. They should have just showed us the whole challenge in yesterday's episode, because there's a lot of things that are not making sense. It's like we're missing a couple pieces, we're missing a couple scenes. Like, what happened? How did we get here? Like, what is this? So obviously they finished the Heart Race Challenge. After Carmen went, Kenzo was very bothered, throughout the entire Heart Race Challenge. So Kenzo was obviously bothered by Carmen's performance. He definitely was not, showing any expression throughout the rest of the challenge. He just didn't care. All the boys were just like, you know what? I can see where he's coming from, because they are boyfriend and girlfriend. So the boys were kind of backing him. So, yeah. Obviously, we see the challenge. The girls did their thing. The girls did their thing. Kassy did her thing. Imani did her thing. Destiny did her little 1-2, 1-2. She didn't disappoint. She did a little 1-2, 1-2. Okay. The guys now, Leo, he came out swinging, well, quite literally, with a baseball bat. He made 4 girls' heart rates, except go up, except for Kassy, but he had the girls' heart racing. Mattia, boo. Zay, boo. Kyle, he did his little 1-2. Yeah, Leo, he just did his thing, basically. Kenzo, he came out and he basically, I guess, did his little speech talking about how he only has one heart to race, which was Carmen's, and then he just did Carmen, and then he went back. So all the girls are like, what about our little dance? Like, what happened to us? Like, we danced on you, why can't you dance on us? So they're just like, a little bit bothered by that. So then Scott, he came out and he basically did his same performance from the UK, word for word, bar for bar, with some added Medi moves. Okay, he just added some Medi moves because he kissed Johnny, he kissed Kassy, and then he kissed Imani for his big one, where he picked up Imani, put her on the ground, picked her up, and he had, I think, Imani's heart racing. So after the whole situation, Kenzo and Carmen had a chat, basically talking about why were you mad, talking about how the whole trust situation, and, he made her cry, and then, he was like, apologize for making her cry and not having trust in her, and So then anyways, at the end of the night, they made up, basically were like, what, is miscommunication, and I'm just like, it really was a heart race challenge, and at the end of the day, she didn't even overstep her boundaries. He was like, I thought you were kissing some of the guys' neck. Okay, so basically, we see Johnny and Kassy have a chat, and basically Kassy just talking about, still wanting to explore that connection, and then I guess Johnny had to lay down, I guess, what's going on here. She was like, if you really have something with Leo and you're leaning more towards Leo, I'm fine with that. I will root for you guys, just let me know, because if you're not 100% on me, just let me know, because Mattia and also Scott are also trying to get to know me, and they're basically on the same level of playing field as you. So that's what she's telling her. She just like, let me know where you at, because basically I will just move to whoever's giving me 100%. And Mattia is basically telling her, yeah, he's giving her 100%. That's the only person that he's checking for. it's kind of funny that it's the Kassy lookalike that he's checking for next. Scott, he's showing interest in her, and then Kassy, obviously, she's showing interest, but she's saying her heart is with Leo. Her and Leo have a chat later that night, and basically, they're chatting, whatever. She doesn't want to give him a kiss. She's still saying that she has feelings for him still, so she lets him know about that. And basically, you haven't won me over yet, but you're getting there, because obviously Leo's applying pressure, and it's obviously working. So before they go to sleep, they're in the kitchen, and they're chatting, and then next thing you know, they're kissing.
We're not coupled up.
Well, that's tragic.
Stop. You're bad. You're being bad.
Really? After all that shit you did today?
So, like I said, it's more so Leo. I said this yesterday. It's going to be Leo at the end of the day, if you know what I'm saying. So they go to sleep, and next thing you know, we see Taylor S. and Bergie, I guess, getting it on. I don't know what they were doing, but they were having a makeout session, whatever. Next thing you know, they wake up. Johnny wakes up. She lays in Scott's bed, chats with him. Later that day, they have a chat once again, and seems like, Scott's really, in on Johnny. I was just like, what happened to Imani? What happened to Destiny? But I'm just like, you know what? He basically said no to the swirl. He was just like, he's only talking to Johnny. And before they got the text, before the last recoupling of the season, we see Kassy standing right next to him. So he obviously pulled Kassy for a chat. So at the end of the day, because they're getting a text because of the last recoupling of the season, obviously whoever they couple up with, you gotta ride it out. So that's your couple. That's who you're gonna be sticking to for wherever you're gonna stay in that show. Leo's like, if Kassy does not pick him, he's basically gonna be going to LAX, going home. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? So then Scott comes into the bedroom and he's like, I think Kassy and Johnny are picking each other. So I'm like, you need to be serious. So I'm just like, because before this even happened, Kassy and Leo were having another conversation. And they were basically just talking about, I guess, random stuff and basically where they're at with their feelings and things like that. Like if they can trust each other again and stuff like that. Because to be quite honest, Leo did Kassy dirty. He did her dirty. This is more than, just coupling up with another person at Casa and kissing them outside of challenges. You basically went the extra mile of doing home runs with the girl and then thought it was going to be so easy to get Kassy back. Maybe if you didn't do what you did, you probably could have got her back a little bit more easier, but you really took it to that next level. So, yeah, Kassy is leaning into Leo more. They were having that conversation in the girls', dressing room. And then they heard Johnny come up the stairs. And she was like, how do you know that was Johnny? He was like, because of the heels. Johnny leaves because he's like, oh, you can have your conversation. Goes downstairs. And after she leaves, Leo kisses Kassy again. So they had another kiss. So I'm just like, 2 kisses outside of challenges. There's 2 kisses outside of challenges now. I'm just like, it's kind of obvious you're going to pick Leo. Like, who are you fooling, Kassy? So, obviously, in the recoupling situation, Leo's very scared. Scott, probably is wanting Johnny to pick him. Yeah, basically that's it. So obvious couplings, they went first. People who were in solid couples, who else were they gonna pick? So then Destiny, she gets up and she has a speech, and her speech was basically the gist of that she was basically going to go home. You know, after whatever happened between her and Zay, she was going to go home. So when she says, I was going to pick myself, my time here and my presence is valuable, stuff like that. In her speech, she's meaning that she would have pulled an Anna and left the show. But it seems like Kyle, he did his big one. He probably talked to Destiny, chat with her. They had a chat, seemed pretty good, and it probably surprised Destiny, and that made her want to stay and see what it is about Kyle. So she ends up picking Kyle. Obviously, it is slim pickings in this recoupling because I think after the first chat, I don't think Scott and Destiny had another chat. So her and Zay are done, and the others are in stable couples. So who else was you gonna pick? And I think Imani was a bit shocked. I don't know. I don't know why she felt shocked. I mean, hopefully just editing, but she didn't seem too pleased. She gets up, she says, I wasn't expecting that. And then we hear Marco say something like, oh, that's a bit tough or something like that. But I'm like, what does he mean by that? Because who was Imani going to pick? Was Imani going to still stay in the coupling with Kyle after she turned the guy down and basically said it's over between them? So she was going to stick with Kyle? I'm confused. And the thing about it is that what happened between Imani and Scott, that he wasn't an option for her to pick. Because Scott was standing there waiting to be picked. So I'm confused as to why he wasn't picking. He was still standing, because out of all the single girls, Imani and Scott made the most moves. In the girls' room, Imani was saying that during the challenge, she felt a bit jealous because he was kissing the other girls. So what happened? What transpired between now and then? Zay was your best option. After you kissed Scott, had conversations, called dibs on the guy, you picked Zay, and please don't tell me just because Destiny picked Kyle, because you weren't going to pick Kyle. I don't understand. So, but it is what it is. She picked Zay, so that was, even besides the Destiny Kyle situation, her picking Zay was even more shocking. Also, even Ian was like, Destiny and Kyle were getting to know each other. So with that being said, there was conversations that were not shown in the episode that they were getting to know each other. So yeah, it is what it is. Kassy's up next to get, choose who she wants to pick. Scott, Mattia, and Leah are left standing. Her speech would throw people off, but she says they had a wild journey. I feel like it's alluding to Leo. Leo talks about them being best friends. They were friends before, they became romantic. So I would consider that she's talking about her and Leo and her and Leo's relationship. She could pick Johnny, but with her picking Johnny, that means 3 guys are going home. All of those guys standing there are going home. They're going home. So Kassy's picking Leo, Johnny's picking Scott, Mattia's going home. And that's basically the recoupling, because, what else? They keeping it on a cliffhanger, but Leo and Kassy are getting back together. And anyway, guys, if you guys like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.